stop and listen to me, or are you just going to keep talking? So starting the next hearing now, this is the hearing on property.
Name for the record.
Alicia Duffy.
Thank you, Ms. Duffy. And we are requiring that we swear in those who plan to give testimony today. So do you solemnly swear to tell the truth in today's proceedings?
I do.
Thank you. Are you by any chance a licensed or currently certified appraiser of real estate in the state of Texas?
No.
The district has noticed your market value to be at $336,817. Based on that fact, and because you placed this property under protest, we understand that perhaps your opinion of the market value of this property differs somewhat from the Denton CAD projected value might be. So if that is the case, what do you think this property is worth?
$107,370.
Thank you. We have a little narrative about the role of the ARB.
Excuse me. We are the Appraisal Review Board panel that will hear your protest today. We are not employees of the appraisal district. Excuse me, I'm trying to...
Oh, sorry.
We are appointed to perform an independent review of your protest. Our role is to determine the market value of your property. You can complete a survey regarding your experience today. A copy of the survey will be provided with the written determination of value you will receive in the mail. The survey is voluntary. You also have the right to appeal our decision. The appeal information will be provided with a written determination mailed to you.
Okay, thank
I need to let you know the ARB members seated before you, considering this protest, have not communicated with anyone about this case and have signed an affidavit to that effect. Also, any previous offers made to you by the Denton CAD district are now off the table, no longer available. We have a 15-minute time limit for both parties to present their evidence in this case. It usually works out just real well. So would you like to take the option to present your information first, or would you prefer if Ms. Sawgill on the part of the district present her study first? It's your call completely.
The district can go first.
Thank you. Sawgill, please proceed.
The district has provided 4 comparables. We are, so Hackberry is kind of small, so we did have to branch out just slightly to find the comparables. We have our sales dates. We're looking at homes that sold between January 1, 2022 into the early part of 2023, finding the market value as of January 1, 2023. Sales prices listed right below. Neighborhood codes. We have class 2s. We do have to make some adjustments. This is a frame home in comparison. Year built. Square footages range from 21 to 2,300 square feet. We're going to come down, make all the appropriate adjustments, make our land equal size, equal quality. After doing so, it gives me median value of 339,431. The next grid the district will be presenting is the equity grid. The equity grid works the exact same way as the sales grid does, but it works with the appraised values of each property, not the most recent sales prices. We have those values listed above. All class 2s, your builds are very similar. After we make all the appropriate adjustments, it gives me a median equity value of 343,505. At this time, the district's opinion of value is no change.
All right, back to you, Ms. Duffy. Any questions or comments as a result of this first information that you've heard on the part of the district study?
No.
All right. Do you have some information as far as evidence you'd like to share?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Please proceed.
Okay, the evidence I uploaded this morning is, and I want to say first that I did appear last year with my elderly mother to protest her taxes, and she's ill, so she can't be here today, but it increased $325,000 from what the panel, went to last year, or maybe it's 225 now that 336. But anyway, so last year we were told by the head panel member, Greg, that the federal tax code supersedes the county, and that mobile homes over 27 years old can only have a value of $5,000. And that was supposed to be noted in the file, in addition, that the property is a double-wide mobile home. I don't know why none of that was done, but I'll go ahead and just present the evidence that we had talked about last year, and go from there. So,
We do operate from year to year discreetly though, so please go ahead.
okay. Okay, so if you go to, actually page 2 is the page 1. Yes. Okay, so this is the things that was proven last year is that, and it's still listed incorrectly on the district site, that it's not a class 2, which is a pier and beam. It should be a MD2, which is a double wide mobile home. The mobile home was actually placed in 1969. I don't know where they got 1985 from, but either way you figure it, it's well over the 27 years old to have the value of only $5,000. The mobile home is considered personal property. Also, the district information says the square footage wrong. It's 1736. They have that the barns are stone, but they're not. They're metal. And I'll show photos of all that, and I'll show you these photos. And also, the restrictions for this property is a non-conforming property, so that zoning has to be, taken into account when you're looking at comps and things like that.
And the zoning is coming from the city?
From Hackberry?
From Hackberry?
Yes.
A non-conforming property?
Yes. So I put the code there about a mobile home in and of itself is not real property. That's from, I don't even know how you say that squiggly thing, but that's why I just put it in there for you to see the code.
The evidenced by?
Yes.
That section, the mobile home personal property consideration?
Yes. Okay, and then the next page is just about the non-conforming. Do I have a thing to move? No.
She'll move.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We're seeing exactly what you're seeing. So
Okay, so if you can go back up to page 1, sorry, that 1 and 2 were
yes,
messed up.
Okay.
Yeah, up to page
Keep
1.
going. Yes.
There, a little bit further. There you go. Okay, so this just says about the non-conforming property, and I apologize, the email that I put in there from the Deputy Secretary City of Hackberry is a little blurred.
This content, 107 Lou Lane, is a non-conforming, that is coming from City of Hackberry
Yes.
Guidelines?
Yes, and so her email there says, her confirming, saying that the house is one address, which is considered non-conforming, and then the article that she had sent to us about it from the City of Hackberry.
And she being City
The
Secretary?
Deputy Secretary, yeah,
Deputy
Sharon
Secretary.
Harper of Hackberry. So I bring that up more specifically because,
When was this communication?
oh, this was years ago.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Was it presented last year?
No, actually, I didn't even think about it again. My mom was talking about selling the property possibly, and that's when it came up, and I was like, yeah, so that actually means you can't, if something happens to the house, you can't build onto it. You can't make it better. You can't do anything to the property. It is what it is, and, so selling, we would have to tell people that, so anyway.
You'd have to disclose that upon point of sale.
Exactly. So that also should be considered when you're looking at comps, because, obviously that's on the tax code right there that I pasted at the top, talking about restrictions, easements need to be the same when comparing properties. Okay, so down to the 3rd page now.
Right.
Now we should be in order. Okay. And this just shows the tax code talking about that if last year's taxes were lowered, then the district has to show, it has a burden showing convincing evidence of why it's changing this year. And so I just went over last year, it was $111,500 is what it was lowered to from.
And that's appraised value. We look at the total market value.
It's the same. Well, I mean, it's
very similar.
yeah, she doesn't have, this is her late husband's lot that he used for antique cars.
This is not a homesteaded property.
It's not her
It's not
considered her primary residence.
No.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So anyway, so that just shows I found that tax code about the previous year, and you can see that it was lowered. 2022 was appraised at 255. They went to 111. So I'm just showing proof of what I
When
already
you say
said.
they went, that was the market value as a result of the ruling of the ARB committee, 111
Yes,
for 2020, 22, excuse me.
yes, for 2022. Okay, and then the next page is the district comps. And I'm not going to go too far into it, but you can see that for one, they're way too far. Two, they're single family slab homes, not mobile homes. They're all brick. And way newer, but you can see on the map, so I highlighted, you can see they're all the way across the lake, completely over to the other side. And then I just threw some pictures up of the properties just so you could see how nice they were. But those are single family residents, they're not mobile homes. So now to the property information. So again, this is a mobile home. It's not in good condition. We believe it was built in 1969. So it should only have a personal property value of $5,000, and it's in a mobile home community. I snapped a shot just going into Lou Lane from Google, and I'm pointing the arrows showing that you can see that those are on the stilts. The mobile home stilt. They're not slab single family homes. And
Not a slab construction.
Right. And that's almost the entire community. There have been some lots that were, that were vacant and the people built, a home on, but not that many. Okay, so the next slide shows the surrounding area about so Martha Lee Meadows. If you scroll up just a tad. Okay. So where I'm pointing is the subdivision where the mobile homes are.
And the subdivision is called Martha Lee Meadows?
Yes. So you can see across the street, I didn't even feel it, I needed to zoom in because you can see that it's a nice community, new built brick slab homes. So none of those are comparable. Okay, we can scroll down. Sorry, there's a blank page. Okay, so the original purchase MLS sheet is on here. So you can see it's a mobile home. The housing type is a double wide mobile home. There was a pool, and it had a tree growing out of it when they bought it. So I just showed an updated picture that pool's not there. It's just grass now, and you can see the square.
You're not carrying the pool, are you? On the descriptor.
And then the square footage is 1728. But like I said, if it's only gets a value of 5,000, that shouldn't matter. But it is. Just showing that
So the discrepancy is between 1728 and 1736?
No, I believe that they have it at 2,000, 2170.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Yeah, they have it at 2170. But again, if per the tax code, if you can only give it a value of $5,000, really none of that even matters comparing it to comps. I just wanted to show you the information on there. Okay, so flip to the next one. Just again, more information about the property. Sorry, a couple blank pages. Okay, that's just showing the metal barns. You can see the metal barns, and I just snapped some shots of the back of the property and the inside. And I had done a quick little video, and I couldn't get pictures like I thought. They were all kind of close-up pictures. So, but you can see it's like missing window and stuff falling down from the ceiling and all that stuff. Then the next page shows again that it is a mobile home. It shows the area underneath. You can see on the second picture, although it's a little bit older, but you can see the what are those concrete blocks or whatever. It's still. I don't know if there's actually. So I think they're just kind of through whatever underneath there. Yeah. Okay.
A better term.
Yeah. So the next page is are the comps, the sold comps from the MLS that sold, and these are all right next to the property. They're still in. Two of them are in Hackberry. One's showing Frisco, but I think it's still kind of the Hackberry area. And these are all sold in 2022, and several are I think one of them was a mobile home, one of them was a pier and beam, but at that point, even though they were newer on the year built and they sold like in the hottest time of the market, the middle, still those were the closest comps, and I felt way better than ones across the lake that were single family residents. So I went with that, and that's kind of around about where we got the price.
That's where your opinion of values
Yeah.
from the property ID 147622121 Stark Road.
Oh, okay, yes, I'm sorry. Well, it just, I did an average of all three of them, yeah, and that was the minimum. The average was 138, but this property definitely is towards below average in condition wise.
Excuse me? No, excuse me. I'll wait.
Okay, and then you can scroll down one more. So for the equity comps, this was the district's comps. None of them were in the subdivision, Martha Lane Meadows. You can see I highlighted yellow the subdivision, and every one of their comps are outside of the area, so none of those can be used. The next page just shows a picture of one of the district's comps. You can see it's in a nice community with, single family homes. That's not a comparable, especially not for equity, because it's not in the same subdivision. And even the property, scroll one just a little bit. Okay, that second picture there is the street directly behind Lou Lane, which is a different subdivision. It's not Martha Lane, and you can see why. You can see the brick homes. They're a lot newer, even though they're on lot sizes that are similar. They're not similar homes. So Martha Lane needs to be, the comps that's pulled from. So the next list shows the comps for equity.
Scroll down.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, and so there's 4 comps there that are properties that are actually in Martha Lane subdivision, and the average was $94,749 with a median value of $97,500 for those 4. So I just still stuck with the 107. That's it.
All right. Ms. Dargill, any questions or comments for the evidence?
So there's keeps being referred that this is actually a mobile home,
Yes.
not a frame home.
Correct.
Do you have any documentation that shows the title and serial number of this mobile home? Because if I look up the Texas mobile home certificates, I do not even show this in here. So, and she keeps saying it's referred to as personal property, therefore there would have to be a title that says that through the mobile home certificates, and I don't have any of that documentation. If the home was, if it was at one point a mobile home, but it is now affixed to the land, it's no longer a mobile home. It is now a modular home, which is a frame 2. Class
Which
2.
is a what?
Is a class 2 frame.
And that's what is listed in your analysis?
Yes. So I cannot state that this is a actual mobile home because I do not have a title or a title that shows any of the information that would be for that property. That actually does state it is a mobile home.
And how long has it been classified as a class 2? To your knowledge, that's not a change to a class 2 from another classification?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Can I see a picture of the home itself again from the very beginning, please? Just go slow.
There's an old picture from a listing there.
Okay, stop.
This
Go back,
is-
wait. That's it?
That's
now?
not
That's
not
not the
it?
property.
No, that's
Okay,
not the
okay,
property.
Now go back up just a little bit. Chris, stop. I want to see.
There is the Google picture.
What was that street?
I think it's further up.
This.
This
Blue Lane.
Blue Lane is, which is the one that property is on.
Oh, no, I know that, but what is this? The
This
two
is just-
blue lines to the right
All
of
the
the subject.
major,
Those are the streets.
Oh, yeah.
Those are just streets.
Yeah.
It's not a freeway or anything?
I don't,
No.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I think those are just the roads.
yeah, I don't have a picture of the picture here. This is not the subject property.
No, it's not. Yeah, go. Wait, go up.
That's not a picture of the
No,
subject
go up.
overhead.
No, go up. Okay, well, that was a picture from the MLS, but,
And then look, can I
There's
see
your
the
MLS
outbuildings on the
there's your
property?
MLS listing. The MLS, what's the MLS listing as?
There.
I dated them.
I mean, that's when they purchased the property. I don't even know what it,
Okay, yeah,
That's
that was
60
in 69 or.
67,000 or something like
So,
that.
so
At
this
least
one with the
69.
truck, there's a 3-door outbuilding, a 2-door RV outbuilding, and then a 2-car door outbuilding. Are
Correct.
those all part of this property?
Yes, that is all part of the property, and the barns were given a, I think, 7,300 for the,
Seven plus.
yeah, that they gave the barns, but they were saying they were stone, and
One
they're,
of them is marked on the
metal.
amenities as stone. It's not making any, if I change it to metal, it's not gonna change any, it's just a
Okay.
descriptive. I can change it, I'll even do it right here in front, so you can see it being done, but it's not gonna make any change to,
That's not gonna change your allotment,
no.
allocation there. But I understand why you would want it
Yeah,
correctly listed.
yeah. Well, because they were showing also like it was an improvement, like it was
Oh,
just
Well,
done or
the term
something.
improvement means improvement to the land, so it's any structure that's on the property.
Oh, okay.
It
So it
doesn't
doesn't have to
mean
be
like
recent.
remodeled or,
Okay.
like it's been fixed up. It just
Okay.
means it's existing above ground.
Okay. I mean, I would think the difference between metal and stone would be.
That is now corrected.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Can I talk to her? Okay. So I did ask, because when they purchased the property, it was listed, as a double wide, and that's how the paperwork went. But there wasn't anything on the file that had a number or anything like that. And since it's personal property, it doesn't have to be listed on that page that she's talking about. I even asked several of the neighbors out by Lou Lane, that have mobile homes, and they're like, oh, I don't know. I don't even, so it's not something that's a common thing that people, let's keep a hold of this, because it's personal property. So it doesn't, you shouldn't have to approve anything other than that. You can just look at it and see that, that is a mobile home. And obviously from the MLS listing, you can see that it is. And then from the pictures, you can see it's on concrete blocks. And then also the tax code specifically says that, that it doesn't matter if you can, affix it to, they can put a concrete bottom. It's still a mobile home. Mobile home's a mobile home, and it says that very clearly on the first page, or y'all's page 2, from the, tax code that that mobile homes are in and of itself, not real property. They're personal property. It doesn't matter if you.
That is not exactly true. When you
That's
do,
a
you can
federal
actually
tax.
elect it as real or personal property when you do the title to the mobile home. This
Well-
one doesn't have any kind of
It doesn't
title
have
on
a
it,
title as a
therefore
mobile.
it's not elected personal or real. Therefore, I cannot even claim that it's actually not a modular home because I don't have any documentation to state that.
Right now, it is classified as a modular
It's
home.
classed as a
class 2.
frame home, which is very similar to a modular home or any of that similarities.
Well, when they purchased the property, it was already there. So, they got whatever, was available when they purchased the property. So, nobody was living there. I don't guess that they even thought that it really mattered to have that. And last year, the panel, completely agreed that, yes, that it's incorrect on here. And the appraiser that was sitting here with us was going to, I forgot, I didn't bring the note on what it was called. She was going to order some kind of re-inventory or something like that to make sure that it was changed, that we didn't have this problem again. And nobody ever followed up. Nobody ever came out or
You don't
did
see a note
anything.
to that effect?
I see a note on here where the appraiser went out and said the siding on the front has been repaired. So either someone made notes of it, because apparently there was notes made that the condition and the siding, but apparently the siding has been repaired in the time period that was done.
So,
I don't have any other notes
Classification
for the
didn't change as a
classification
result.
change of it,
uh,
but I can state as my opinion as the appraiser, if this was in my area, I would not change it without the documentation showing me that this was actually a our mobile home.
Well, where does it say that you have to have that? I mean,
I need to have proof that actually says this is a mobile home, not anything else.
is that in the tax code? Because, I mean, I didn't see it anywhere that,
Just,
I mean, it's,
it says in the tax code clearly that it's personal property. And,
It's not elected personal property, unfortunately, and our time has, so we do need to kind of, we can't keep
Right.
arguing the same point
Right,
here.
but right now, as for purposes of classification according to district documentation, it's.
It's a class 2 frame home, which is very similar to a modular home. It's the same as what we would do a modular home.
so even if the panel and appraiser and everybody agreed last year that it's a
That was
mobile
last year,
home.
unfortunately, they were
That's why I
talking a
say
brand new
yes.
year.
Discrete decisions, and I understand what you're saying. I'm acquainted with the ruling that Greg has cited there. But as a matter of course, there's been some additional discussion about that stance as far as the federal reg on that, and apparently our state property tax code and the federal reg are not in agreement about that particular point. I am very aware of that.
Okay, well, and regardless of it, I mean, I think I showed comps that showed my value anyway. I didn't do it backwards by only giving it 5,000. I did it by the comps, so.
All right, we're now going to terminate this level of the conferencing, the discussion, presentation of evidence to now shut down this portion of the hearing and open a new portion where the panel openly deliberates to set the market value of this property 44961 for tax year 2023 on the basis of the evidence heard and considered by the panel. Panel members, we have a motion. The value based on sales from the neighborhood median sales amount is $339,000 based on median sales activity in the neighborhood. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Panel members, I now make a motion. The motion based on equity to be $343,000 based on the median equity factors in the neighborhood. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We'll now determine the market value of the property for this tax year. Panel will take your motions and the basis for your number. I would like to put forth the level of $138,000 for the value for this property for tax year 2023, taking into consideration the comps presented both by the district and by our property owner. That takes into consideration some of the duplicity in the classification as well as other factors. But panel members, if you have other opinions, please don't hesitate to put those
I have
forward.
come up with $275,000 because the land is still over a half an acre, almost 3/4 of an acre. The land has value, plus all the outbuildings that are still on it and the condition of the home. My value is $275,000 based on equity.
There's one more comment. The land, what did y'all get for the land? I just want to make sure. I have this straight.
$210,000.
That's the land
From the land value
Okay.
from the district.
Just the land. Then yeah, 275.
Would you make a motion, please, Ms. McCollum?
I make a motion to set the market value on property ID number 44961 for tax year 2023 at $275,000 based on equity. All other grounds of protest are denied.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion made and seconded to reset the market value for 44961 for tax year 2023 to $275,000 based on equity factors in the neighborhood. All other protests being denied. All in favor of this motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. So Ms. Duffy, in a few short days, probably a couple of weeks, you'll see written notification confirming the $275,000 reset level of this property for your attention. Also, there will be detailed instructions about how to reset your initiative for protest at that point, should that be your choice. We appreciate your time and attention to your protest. Wish you well, and this hearing is closed.
Thank you. And can we note that, will they go out and check the property? And can we?
I can put a note on there, but if this is removable, I would suggest getting documentation for that.
Well, they don't have any. They didn't build it, so they didn't bring it
Can I
in.
make a suggestion?
Yes, please.
Inside the home itself, under the kitchen cabinet, there may be a sticky panel
Okay.
that's been attached to the home.
Okay.
Or in the laundry room, look within the cabinetry, or the panel, electrical panel. It could also have the sticker for the manufactured home, when it was built and all that.
Okay.
But a lot of times when a home is that age, people remove them. over
Yeah, I think the
years.
kitchen's been redone. So, yeah, but yeah, I will go back and look. Would it have mattered anyway?
This
That's
hearing
your
is
proof.
over, so
If it's there.
Yeah.
we cannot not be more conversation about it.
Excuse me.
Thank you. Well, leaving Denton County for the property tax protest for my mother's property, and extremely disappointed that we did not get the same results that we did last year. Even though we have the tax code that says, you know, that the year previous, that they have to have really good evidence, which they had none. So I don't know, I'm disappointed in County. I really thought that they were a little bit better than Collin County was doing, but obviously not. Disappointing.